My brother has mental illness, and he had an episode this week. It is now Friday, and now I have to teach him about stress. And because I have to teach him about stress, I might as well remind folks what stress is and how it comes into play in your daily life and in mental illness. Sorry, I'm like, didn't realize that my voice was getting all whatever. So, hi, I'm Monica with the Body Electric Supplement. It is here that we supercharge our lives. Sorry, I had to speak up a little and push through this phlegm. So he had an episode this week, and it could be the medicine, but it could also be a stress that triggered a flare, not a big flare up of his mental illness, but so when he gets upset, his mood, of course, rapidly changes. And that's most people, right? For him, though, it turns into something that he clearly is not himself. Okay? Like his eyes will glaze over. He will start being like severely agitated, those kinds of things. But for us and everyone really, stress is something that I'm trying to find the best, easiest way to, it puts pressure on us. Some stress is good. Like I was teaching the kids yesterday, because I also teach elementary school, so teaching them how to play Sudoku. A lot of the kids, they were eager to want to play because it's a game, right? It's a puzzle. But once it started to get difficult, then they're like, I don't want to play anymore. That's productive struggle and stress. So it's not like we don't need stress. We do need it. We need to activate something in us, motivate something in us to, do things. Stress. Hunger is stress. Thirst is stress, right? Having to go to the bathroom is a type of stress. All of these things are stress. Like I said, a pressure, a longing, a need, an urge. Now, the problem comes in with stress is when people have too much stress and they don't know how to deal with it in a healthy way. That's the problem. So in our modern day, we've had people who would basically have heart attacks at work because they are too stressed, right? Too much pressure and no healthy output, like some way to relieve the stress. Now, when it comes to mental illness, like I just said, in some folks, that stress, depending on what it is, even though we all have the things, like, for example, hunger, for somebody who is already mentally ill, makes it even harder to have what we call executive functioning. That means being able to focus, being able to assess, what do you need? Babies don't have executive functioning. That's why they cry when they are stressed. They are hungry, they are wet, they are sleepy. They don't know. They just know that they feel that pressure. They feel that stress. And so they cry. And it's up to that parent to figure out which one of those 3 or 4, because it could be I need comfort or love, But like I said, with some folks who are mentally ill, they may have lost that ability. They may have lost that ability to really assess, oh, I must be hungry, right? And small children. Adults too, sometimes they don't know. That's why they snap at people when they're hungry or they're tired. So a lot of people in walking around in the everyday world, they also don't know how to manage stress in healthy ways. Right? So I have a playlist that is about emotional intelligence. And stress, how can I say this? Like, stress is not going to go away. It's really not. It's how you decide to deal with that stress. Okay? So, stress is not going to go away. It's how you deal with that stress. That's the emotional intelligence part of us that we kind of need to cultivate a lot more. Um, Say, you get bad news. Some people and with my brother, it is like having an adult toddler who slowly is having dementia, teaching this person how to manage stress. I asked him this morning, it's like, do you know what stress is? And he said, no. And he's college educated, y'all. So I don't know if that's part of the problem where he is like slowly slipping away, or and again, he's of a certain age. There's a whole population of people who have no idea about stress and all that. Like, they know about worries because they do it all the time. But they don't know that it is a form of stress. And they don't know that they can learn to manage it and not just react to it. Okay, we work to respond, not react. So, yes, my playlist is entitled Emotional Intelligence. I strongly suggest that people watch it. Even I sometimes, like, there was one video I did probably a couple of years back where I ran into someone and I was just like, oh gosh, and I kind of went through my little process of dealing with that stress. And now it's just like, oh, okay. Sometimes it is really, you got to sit with it a little bit. Not, like I said, there's a process, and I'll probably make a more concise video on how to process feelings, you know, because I do have a way, and I coach folks as much as I can in this, because it's not easy being a caregiver, being an educator, being a human in this day and age. It's really not, okay? I also have a playlist about my brother's mental health journey, so make sure you check that out too. Subscribe, like all the things, watch all the videos. All right, with that I say, take care.